I knew it wasn't a normal conversation the second he said it, not because of what he asked, but because of how he asked it. Calm. Too calm. Like he had already decided something. And this was just the last step. "I'm going to ask you something," he said, looking straight at me. "And I need you to be honest." My stomach dropped immediately, because people don't say things like that unless they already know something. And in that moment, I felt it. That quiet shift. That realization that this wasn't random. This wasn't casual. This mattered. A lot. "Okay," I said, trying to keep my voice steady, trying not to react too quickly. But I could already feel my heart racing. Daniel didn't look away. Didn't hesitate. "Have you been seeing someone else?" And just like that, everything stopped. Not visibly, not in a way anyone else would notice. But inside, everything froze. Because this was it. Not suspicion, not a vague question. Direct, clear, final. And the worst part? I didn't know how much he knew. That's what made it impossible. Because if I told the truth, I could be confirming something he wasn't even sure about. But if I lied, and he already knew, then it was over anyway. That was the trap. And I knew it. I just didn't know how to get out of it. Her name was Marissa. And it wasn't supposed to turn into this. That's what I kept telling myself. That it was temporary. That it didn't mean anything. That it wouldn't affect my real life. But it already had. In ways I didn't fully understand until that moment. It started small. A conversation that went too far. A connection that felt easier than what I had at home. And instead of pulling back, I leaned into it. Because it felt simple. Because it felt separate. Because I thought I could control it. That was the lie. Because nothing stays separate forever. Not when you keep bringing it closer. Not when it starts bleeding into everything else. And somehow, Daniel had noticed. More than I realized. Looking back, the signs were there. The way he paid more attention. The way he asked small questions that didn't seem important. The way he watched my reactions instead of my answers. He had been building something. Quietly, piece by piece, and now, he was giving me one chance. One opportunity to decide how this ended. "Yes," I said. The word came out before I could stop it. Before I could overthink it. Before I could talk myself into another lie. And the second I said it, everything changed. Daniel didn't react right away. He just nodded. Like he expected it. Like this wasn't a surprise. Just confirmation. "How long?" he asked. "3 months," I said quietly. The truth. Because there was no point in holding anything back now. Not after that. Not after I had already made the decision. Daniel leaned back slightly, taking it in, processing it, still calm, still controlled. "In our house?" he asked. That question hit harder than anything else, because it meant something deeper, something worse. "Yes." And that was the moment everything shifted. Not loudly, not dramatically, just permanently. Daniel exhaled slowly. "I already knew," he said. And something about hearing that made it worse. Because it meant this wasn't about finding out. It was about giving me the chance to tell the truth. "I just needed to hear it from you," he added. Silence filled the room. Heavy, unavoidable. "I was hoping you wouldn't lie," he said. And that's when it hit me. Really hit me. That there had been another version of this. Another outcome. Where I said no. Where I tried to protect myself. Where I made it worse. And somehow, That version felt even worse than this one. I almost did, I admitted. Daniel nodded slightly. Yeah, he said. I figured. There was no anger in his voice, no yelling, just clarity. And somehow that made it heavier, more final. I don't think I can move past this, he said. Simple, direct, final. And I understood, because I knew if it were the other way around, I wouldn't be able to either. That night, he packed a bag. Slowly, deliberately, like he had already made the decision before the conversation even started. I'm staying somewhere else, he said. And I didn't stop him, because I knew there was nothing left to fix. The house felt different after he left. Quieter, empty, not peaceful. Just hollow. Marissa texted me later that night. Everything okay? I stared at it for a long time. Because now, it didn't feel like anything. Not exciting. Not worth it. Just small. I didn't reply. A week later, Daniel asked me to meet him. Not to fix things, just to end them. I've thought about it, he said. I can't do this. No hesitation, no uncertainty, just truth. And I accepted it. Because I knew the moment he gave me that chance, that was the moment everything was decided. Not when he found out, not when he asked, but when I answered. Because he gave me one chance to tell the truth. And that answer was the end of everything.